All right, week 25. Week 25, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, program design review, the superset AMRAP. Here to lead your program design is the man, the legend, the myth, Jeremy Purefoy. Yep, take it away.
All right, so our Friday, Monday, Wednesday, we have our superset AMRAP. So will the demonstrations be a little longer with this one? You have an A/B exercise at each station. You might want to like a quicker warm up. But again, encourage like active recovery or active movement throughout the demonstrations, whether they want to jog in place while you guys handle the demonstration. So each station have an A and B. You're gonna aim for 10 reps of each movement. If they work with heavier weight, I always suggest like if they're doing heavyweight, go anywhere from 5 to 8. They're working on strength, they're working on endurance, they can go anywhere from 10 to 15. It's their workout. As the week goes on, you might want to start lighter. On Friday, by Wednesday, they might want to go a little heavier with the weight. Thank you. And then so yeah, that's what they're talking about. So we have our apply box squats. So the box squats, working with a dumbbell goblet style. So this one is going to help people hold the weight up and not just fighting against gravity, going down with nothing below them. So this can help them assist them with actually getting the squat form down while holding weight and actually fighting through. So people like, when you're doing a barbell box squat, if you want to test out heavier weight with that, touch and go. With the box squat, I love the coach up, like really sitting the weight in your heel, sitting like you're sitting back towards an object in any squat. Because you'll see there are people that have a tendency to have what I call the flat ass squat. Like they squat, their butt doesn't pop out. It's more like this, but you want to like really have your hips going back towards the surface. So this helps you push your butt back towards the surface, putting the weight in your heels and drop your heels on the way up and press those knees out. So again, drive the hips to the box and sitting down. So and I believe in the video you'll see even with me, I'm showing like me guiding Tyshawn's hips towards the box, right? Because you want to make sure he's sitting back and still like pushing the butt back, not having that butt coming straight down. You can definitely elevate the heel still to help him with this one, but it gives him a chance again to encourage heavier weight because they're going to sit down to an object, not just fighting against gravity as they go to that squat.
Yeah,
And then from
Jeremy, if
there,
I could just add to that, sometimes it's really good to like, combine two words and then that way you don't like offend anybody. And so like for instance, like when I'm trying to get people to hustle from station to station, I say that we have a French exercise in the middle. It's called move the assy. So you got to move your ass, right? Like hustle, right? And for this one, maybe you would just say flatasse, so
no, that's us.
you have a flatasse squat right there, and they'll be like a flatasse, what is my flatasse? And well, it's actually pronounced flat ass. You're not sitting back, but then that way, you don't even offend anybody. So just a suggested combination. It's a combination of two words.
Make sure I use that tomorrow.
You
I'll have a little accent with it too. Flatas.
a
So
flatasse. You
a
have a flatasse
flatas.
squat
No,
right
what?
there.
There we go. I like it. I like it. All right. And then I would also say this is probably especially with the I know it's 5 minutes on the clock, so people are going to go at their own pace, and people are going to be doing both two different exercises at one time. Encourage like double up, triple up a box. So like if there's a box, it's not you don't need to have one person to a box. Like the boxes are big enough to you can have multiple people on one box. So Sharon's carrying. I always say Sharon's carrying. So like go ahead. I own the boxes. You guys own the boxes. I'm telling you, you can have more than one person to a box. So share a box. But for the decline chest press, this is definitely a challenge. You want to get the weight up, right? So typically, like if you're doing a decline chest press on a bench, like or a barbell, it's actually the easiest bench there is on an incline regular. And decline, most people can definitely decline more weight than they can actually incline and flat. But with this in particular workout, just because it's dumbbells, you get to your shoulders, don't need to necessarily have to go heavy. But if you do find someone going heavy with it, to make sure that you're there to assist them with that. Really want to get the hip drive. So you really want to focus on hip drive, having your hips high, so you are focused on lower pecs. So you want to make sure you're coming here, so the low pecs are working as you get in a decline press. You're on your back, have your hips high. I say like try to get up onto the shoulders on this one. And so when you're on the shoulders, you're able to like really focus on the lower chest on the decline press.
Quick question, Jeremy, you know, like,
Yeah.
especially in this particular station, how do you feel about people running their AMRAPs? Like, I know that AMRAP is as many rounds as possible, and maybe this, does take a little bit away from that theme, but it does sometimes keep it more organized. There's been times where, like, when I wanted to keep it organized, that I've transitioned like 35 seconds, 10 seconds to transition. You're going to stay at that station. You're going to do 3 sets of each, a total of 6 sets. What that comes out to is actually 4.5 minutes, even with the transition. Would you do that to like keep it from being like somebody's trying to press while somebody's trying to squat? I mean, what do you think about that idea?
I definitely think for like especially small locations too, it might actually uh have better crowd control.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. It's just like, especially, some stations work out a lot better. Sometimes, when you get the boxes and the
Yeah,
dumbbells, squatting,
yeah.
pressing.
See, I feel here because it's more spaced out, so you're able to like spread out the boxes more on the floor, right? So it's not all like on top of you. When you might feel like you're, especially in Syria, I can see where you're feeling like you're on top of each other. It definitely like will be better. I will say like 35 in my head as an AMRAP should get you around that 10 rep count anyways. So that should be a good number to aim for, each time like you're doing a movement, try to do that movement for 35 seconds, and then within that 5 minute period. So like if you're doing 35, 10, maybe even a little longer, 30, I mean, the transition. So you have no transition through like back and forth. I mean, yeah, I think that would be perfect. They're staying in the same spot. So it kind of be like a complex area.
Yeah, and I guess if you choose to do it that way, it's as many reps as possible. So that they're still understanding that the idea is to push a little harder than you normally would, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I think that works. Yeah.
Okay. Back to you, sir.
Um, But yeah, that's just like I'll be a station for this one exactly be one that I'll say will need the most focus for from the coach for spotting. All right, and then in number two, this is a brand new one. This is a veil side high plank hip mobility circle. So it's gonna be more like an in out ab. So you're gonna come in with the knees first, and you want to circle your legs out. So it's gonna be some hip mobility. If you have cones, you can add some more fun to it by trying to get them to get their knees up to the cone and then have them come outside the cone and right back center. So you always want to be in a high plank. You're always going to come back into that push up plank for formation and then drive your knees in with knee tuck, come out. You could go in, you can go out and then come back into. I felt when I was doing it, that was a little more challenging as you go out and in rather than going in and then coming out in that circle on the sliders. Now, if that is too aggressive, you can just drop it down to a quadruped hip circle. So still working like that, working the hips, working on hip mobility. So if you're not going to be in the high plate, they can drop it down and still work some more mobility work on this one. So get that 10 rep count there. Then we'll do a super band front raise to a band splitter. Shorter height with this one. As you come up, open it up. All right. I know like Sam makes his like whole Hulk Hogan sound effects when he rips it open, like he's ripping his shirt open. So if you have some creativity there, you can add some creativity there with pulling that band apart.
Everyone was talking about it,
Hulkamania.
and I didn't even know what the hell they were talking about the
When
other
the
day.
Hulkamania goes crazy on you, that's
People were
What you gonna
saying,
do?
and I
the
didn't even
Hulk.
know what they were talking about. And they're like, "Your guy, Sam, that's what he does." They loved it. I'm like,
Yeah,
"Oh, okay."
yeah.
'Cause I don't work on Fridays, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, he'll be doing that Friday tomorrow morning, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hulkamania on you. So some good tips on this one. Obviously, you can bring both your feet on the band. Will make it more intense. The wider base, the more resistance you're gonna have in the band. If it becomes too much, just drop it down to a single foot. It'll make it a little easier to come up with that front raise. Band splitter, close your hands are. Obviously, the more you have to pull apart further away, it makes it a little easier to run the shoulders. But as you're doing it, you see people struggling. There's some ways you can adjust people in there, in that movement. There's some good strength in this one. Kettlebell overhead press, brace the core, keep the core tight. I like to go fist and shin, have the kettlebell on the back of the wrist. As you come up, get the press, biceps to ear, right back down. So when I have the tight core, brace the core, make sure you're not hyperextending your arch in the back to get the weight up. You find yourself doing that, you should lighten the load for sure. Good base on that one. Any nice watches on, have the face the watch is a good tip. Inside the wrist, you're not resting the kettlebell on the back of the wrist. Now, if you don't have the 2 kettlebells to do double, you can do 10 on the right and then go 10 on the left. Boots with the burp. And then it's a kettlebell, single arm, alternating bent over row. Same hinge over, just alternate sides. You can count it, 5 on 1, up to 10. But you can definitely go heavier just to get our horses to pull. So you can challenge with heavier weight controlled, and you find that you are jerking the shoulder to get the weight up. The weight's probably too heavy. Overhand grip, get that rotation in the wrist, neutral grip to really get the lats engaged. That neutral spine, keep the chest big. And then we got our bend over pickups. I don't really got no good songs for anything on this workout. There's nothing like to,
Definitely some good jokes.
yeah.
But what's the difference between a bent over pickup? That's like
Well,
hiking.
you're not slamming the ball, so it'd be quick. You're just hinging over, overhead, back down. So
Yeah,
feet together,
right.
apart as you come down.
Yeah. Okay.
Apart as you come down, together as you come up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
there
like
you go.
sometimes you got it all together, sometimes it's all coming apart.
Yeah,
Like
that would
metaphor
have been,
life.
it would have come apart if you have your feet together as you came down. You're gonna smack your knees. It wouldn't be a pretty sight. So
Yeah.
testing some coordination there.
Yeah. Sometimes it's gotta come apart to come back together.
Yeah, you gotta get broken down a little bit. There's without struggle, there's no strength.
That's right. Let's go. Whoa, drop the mic, ball.
Boom. You heard?
Yes.
Let's go. Let's go,
like
J
it.
Dub. It's awesome.
Hit a foot pass, not hand foot mouth disease. Make sure you go hand foot pass. I tell you, this one, low back issues. All you gotta do is really keep your lower back flat on the floor. There's no need to come up and rise up to your hip bone. Again, if your back is fine, you can challenge yourself to do so. You could try to make it harder by keeping your heels off the ground. If you had to rest your heels down, do so as well. If you're not going to go to the passing, don't passing. Then you go through. I'll say good transitions too. Don't cheating. Don't try to throw the ball to your legs. Like have good transitions back and forth from legs to hands, hands to legs.
Yeah, I think are we muted or anything?
No, we're not. Muted.
Oh, I think on that one, people try to go too heavy.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
You
like
find that they're rising up, they're doing all crazy stuff.
Right. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know. I think that we as coaches need to tell them people, it's not about a heavy weight because you compromise for sure.
And then you're gonna
Besides that, it's super aggressive on your low back.
That's
And
what
I
I
don't
was
even
gonna
have a
say.
low back problem.
Right. Right, and then like if you feel hey, you feel any squeaking in your back, like you got a 20-pound vert ball doing it, like you feel any pain in your back, it's because you use a 20-pound vert ball.
Right.
Like drop it down to a 10.
Exactly.
Or go to
Yeah.
grab a jam ball and do a 8-pound jam ball. Like you can
Yes.
conquer the same movement without trying to kill yourself. There's no point to go heavy on every single thing. And there's times I be telling like people that actually feel comfortable. I'm like, listen, I don't even do that. I'm not saying
Right.
I'm stronger than you, but I'm not using a 20-pound for that one.
Right.
So like,
Well, you know what I tell them? Listen, Jeremy doesn't even use that.
I do that too.
Andy does it. I heard him say it the other
She
day.
said-
He said, listen, Jeremy doesn't even go heavy. What was it the other day you were talking about?
Slams, they wanted to use 60s. I said,
oh
Jeremy,
yeah, man, that
one of the strongest
Yeah.
people I know.
Yeah. Did you hear him?
yeah, he was talking about that. The 60, even a
Yeah,
40.
he
I'm
said,
like,
listen, Jeremy's one of the strongest people I know, and he doesn't try to use no 60. Stop that shit.
Dumbass. No.
Right.
Dumas?
They want to put a hole through they want to put the hole through the floor there, man. Like, listen.
Right.
Book
And
the
then,
Count of Monte
and
Cristo.
then the balls always break in, and our landlord's like, it's because of the balls. We're like, I know. So Andy had to lock him in the bathroom the other
He
day.
said that. I
He
love
did.
it.
He
You gotta
did.
hide them things.
Hit him
Listen,
all
you
right in the
guys-
bathroom.
He doesn't know how to behave. It isn't gonna break them. Like these things don't cost. These are they're expensive. They're not cheap. Like you want to buy me more 60-pound balls. Like then then you can buy them. Like, but the saying pops out those things because you're not supposed to slam them, not made to slam to the ground in force.
Right.
TRX, so you have your single leg alternating bicep curl, so to get a little single leg balance in there too, as you get a vertical pull. So this one you could add a sword band to the sternum. All right, if you feel comfortable enough to put your fist on them too, you can give them some extra love in that way as well. I'll definitely be careful who you're touching in that way. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would not touch a female that way, but there's men that I feel comfortable. So even some men that might feel uncomfortable, like that are have a bigger chest. Like I won't do that. I will go more with a super band. So just keep that in mind too, to give a little extra loving with that to pump it up. And then they're here to pump you up. You can do the pump up song that's there to have some more fun with the bicep curl. I know everyone will have equalizers, so this could just be a ski ab. A ski ab, side of a ski ab with a squat thrust, and you just count the squat thrust as the rep range there. You could use fit fighters as well. So the fit fighters are not being used. I know we have surges and sand. Oh no, I don't think we have sandbags on this one. So yeah, you can use the rams too. So the rams, you can use that as ski abs. Hop out side, come up, and that'd be one rep. Go back down. If there is a need for a fixation, specifically with this, I don't believe you really need to. You can spread people out. But it is a mini band, ISO squat, and out hops. So getting temps there. And you go to an inchworm. So working on, flexibility, hemis, stability, you got shoulder stability, all the core, all involved there, and system power with the tuck jump. So again, not always have to focus on a 10 rep, like 5 minutes or even 35 seconds. Focus on quality reps. And again, if you are going heavier, reduce the reps. If you're going lighter, increase the reps. If you're not going to do 10 inchworms with a tuck jump, do 3, do 5, and then go to the mini band as some hops, just coach them up as they go through. The finisher will be a team relay.
That's a hard workout.
Yeah, it's going to be a straight for sure.
Woo!
Hey, honey, we tried all the easy ones and they didn't work,
All right, so you get the ladders out on this one, but don't need to. You can do like quick feet without it, but if you have time if you can get like the small ladders out, then make it a little fun. It's more agility. Then at the end, you have fun too. Like you challenge them, like, don't mess the ladders up. And if they do, like you do it as a unit, as a team, like we're a team. So we'll count every time you knock the ladders, right? And so at the end, the whole team, everybody will get that burpees at the end, right? So
Oh,
burpees,
I like that.
squat. So, and I don't like odd numbers. Therefore, if they mesh it up 3 times, we're gonna do 4 burpees. Like I'm always like, yeah, we're gonna do 4 just because I like odd numbers. So as a unit, so you can have the ladders out there. So you have the ladder quick feet as you come back through. You're gonna add the quickie shuffle. So there's definitely coordination, agility, right? You gotta focus on a movement, get your feet down, right? So a lot going on. So you might see people tend to mess the ladders up more than not, so you get a little extra boost right before you give them a cool down. Maybe we get the cold towel of having them do their burpees together. Then you got the second person line, you got the scissor still jacks, the iron legs, and bent over TSS. So everyone's standing up, so there's no floor stuff, so they can stay on their feet through that 4 to 5 minute team relay. And again, I always add the little burpees at the end if the ladders are messed up. So that is your Friday, Monday, Wednesday superset and wrap.
Good one.
What was the pump up song, Jeremy, that you used for?
I'm gonna pump you up. What's the
Yeah.
I like the way.
For the bicep, yeah, bicep curl.
What's it called? Pump you up.
Oh my God. Great.
You know it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's so
I
cool.
wish I would've known it.
So cool.
You got it?
No,
Aw.
Andy's
Little
looking for it.
buggy.